it's also a responsibility as well, I feel like, because words have power. You
They
know,
do.
do what am I going to rap about right now? Am I going to rap about how I'm mad at such and such, or am I going to write about how I'm mad, but I'm going to take these steps to overcome it? It's all about what you want to portray, but people are always watching.
We kicking it, kicking it, kicking it. We ain't taking no L's. I don't care how they feel.
On this week's episode of Kickin' It Wit Killa, we have the owner of True Art. He goes by the name of Yikes Lee. So make sure you pull up your seat, spark that brain, and let's kick it. Yikes Lee.
What's up, Killer? How
What's
you
going on?
feeling, brother?
I'm good. I'm good, man. How's all with you, man? Everything's good?
Everything is good. I'm blessed. You know, my birthday was yesterday. Another year of life. Everything's looking good right now, man.
So
Most definitely.
so uh before we get into everything, the first thing I want to do is start off with this little thing that we call the quick kick, all right? So I'm gonna give you a couple different things. You're either gonna pick this or you're gonna pick that. You know what I'm saying? So of
Okay.
course we in the hip hop, man. This is a hip hop platform, so we're gonna keep it hip hop. But I got some little different questions for you a little bit, all right? So
Okay.
this is what we're gonna do, all right? This or that. Battle rap or freestyles?
Freestyles.
I feel you on that because I'm thinking of like I was thinking back in the days. Remember when like Jay-Z was fooling around when the Rock was going around doing stuff and you got all those epic freestyles with Freeway and
Yeah.
Bean, right? Right? Them freestyles was crazy. Like
Yeah.
even if we go to G Unit, their freestyles was crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah,
They
yeah,
definitely
I feel
were.
you on that. There's definitely a audience for battle rap, right? So definitely in
Yeah.
battle rap, they definitely doing their thing. But I feel like I get more excited and more hyped when I hear the freestyles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it makes me want to rewind it and like, okay, I need to hear that again. And sometimes you're not able to rewind it because it might be a freestyle on the radio, but still, like you want to go back.
Yeah.
Like, did you hear what he said? Like, yeah, I mean,
Yep.
that's what I'm talking about right there. So
That's how I feel about that. Most definitely, brother. Yes.
so I know you're in the studio and whatnot. So this or that, right? So
Yeah.
you in the studio, we gonna think about this. Is it about the bars or is it about the hook? This or that.
You know what? I'm laughing
Uh-huh.
because me and PC got so many different ways we look at music together. So for me, it's about the bars, most definitely,
Right,
because
right.
I mean the hook is going. The hook's naturally going to come, but to be an MC, I really try to focus on the bars so you can really hear what I'm saying. The hook is, in my opinion, the hook is to summarize what I'm saying. You
Right.
know what I mean? Let me summarize this into this, but let me explain it this way through 16 bars. And everybody has their own difference, but it's definitely about the bars for me, man. It is. The hook's gonna come, but the bars have to make sense. For
So
real.
I like the way you said that though, because I didn't really think about it this way. Like the hook is actually summarizing what you're saying during the verse, right?
Yeah.
Um, so I didn't. I like that mindset on that right there. I like that. I like that. I didn't even think about that, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, typically, and it's a hard one, right? Because in my opinion, right, the hook is going to
Hmm.
grab you first for the most part, right? Obviously the beat,
Yeah.
but that hook is probably one of the first things that some people is going to remember to begin with, right? And then
Yeah.
as you keep listening to it, you start catching the bars, start catching the things that's going on in
Yep.
there. But you gotta have them bars. So you an MC. I mean, you like it's about the bars,
Yeah.
man. You gotta drop them bars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. I want to hear bars. I want to hear metaphorical. I want to hear double entendres. I want to hear the composition and the art of hip hop,
Right,
which is,
right.
it was catchy, but hip hop was still a message. It wasn't about being trendy like how it is now. I feel like most people,
Yeah.
a lot of clients that I've worked with over the last years, it's been 16 years I've been shooting videos, which is crazy. It don't feel like it.
Wow.
But a lot of people sometimes follow what they see because they feel that's easier for them to excel. When in my case, I feel that you're holding yourself back by following somebody because you're still behind someone. Like,
Yeah.
people don't want to be as creative as they used to be in music, I feel like. Going forward, hopefully that will change because there's been a lot of good hip hop coming out, more underground.
I have to say that too. Like, there's definitely, and I just said this on an interview I just had. Right, 2025 seemed to be like there was a lot of good stuff that came out. A lot of good hip hop came back, right? Not only did let's just think about locally. You had a lot of good buzz of different people coming out locally, right? So Delaware itself was killing it, right? And then if we put it on the broader scale of things, let's think about the Clips came out with a new album, right? We had Ghostface out with a new album, Rakim out with a new album, right? So I mean, you know, the Chef was out with a new like there was so much like it almost felt like man like it's back. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it
Like
felt
it's back.
great. It felt
You know what I
good. It
mean?
was
Like, yeah.
refreshing.
Yes, it definitely did, man. It definitely did. So, man, yeah. Shouts out to hip hop himself, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most
All right.
definitely.
So the next one. Radio hits or the underground Jones.
Radio hits.
Radio hits. You had to think about
Yeah,
that one, huh?
yeah.
Yeah.
I had to think about that one. See, the reason why I say radio hits is you still have to have a composition that's catchy. You still have to have something that will make people want to listen again. I tell people this all the time, yo. When you hear Not Like Us, if you just read the lyrics without the beat, it's so simplistic. And
Yep.
I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm saying
Uh,
it's so simplistic that he's really talking. He's not being lyrical Kendrick like that. He's just having fun.
yep.
That's a radio hit, but we know what, just like I was saying, the summary of it, like that, like certain songs they're just catchy. Like I'm trying to think of another. I mean, any real song that's been on the radio from my era, it could be Ludacris, Nelly, whatever. They know how to make records, and those radio hits is because a lot of people can rap. A lot of people, don't get me wrong, like you can have somebody rap till they blue in the face, but they can't make a hit. They can't make a
You're
record.
right.
It's just two
That's the
different
facts
things.
though.
I'll give you another prime
That's
example.
facts. That's facts.
You got studio singers and you got live singers. They both can sing, but one's not getting called for this job and the other's not getting called for that job. So that's kind of how I look at
Right.
that. So
Right.
yeah, I'm going with radio hits on
So
that killer.
So with you picking radio hits, here goes the last this or that. Do you feel like it's stronger to have a feature with a Little Wayne, or is it stronger to have a feature with like a T Pain?
T
I
Pain
got
has
you over there
such
thinking. Be thinking.
yeah, because T Pain has such a legendary like run. It's insane. But
Uh
when we
huh.
think of Wayne, when you get on a song with Wayne, everybody's already expecting you to get killed, no matter what. They're already expecting you to. It's Wayne. With T Pain, you know the song's going to be a hit. With Wayne, I gotta go with Wayne on this one. I gotta go with Wayne. I
Okay.
love T Pain, bro. Like T Pain really, like when you listen to. I was just listening to Three Rings and then Epiphany at work the other week. Like literally, some said
Right.
listen to that. And T Pain's style of music is so amazing, but Lil Wayne is Lil Wayne, bro. So it would definitely be Lil Wayne.
So as I'm sitting here thinking about that, right, I feel like a feature with T Pain and the work that he's done is able to uh bring the track up a little higher, right? Is able to bring
Hmm.
the overall track up a little higher, right? But
Yeah,
then if you have a Little Wayne on the track with you, right, and saying that you picked bars over hooks, number one. So we go back to that. Like, let's go back to that
yeah,
answer. Bars over hooks. So if you got Little Wayne, that's almost like sharpening up those skills a little bit, right? So you got to think
exactly.
about it. If you sitting there and you're like, man, Wayne's featuring on my joint, I can't half-ass it. I gotta like, you know what I'm saying? I gotta come with it. So it's almost sharpening the skills a little bit. So it depends. It's both a good answer. Like you could definitely get a hit with a T Pain on there, right? And you definitely can get
Absolutely.
a hit with you can definitely get something good with a Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying? But Lil Wayne's gonna sharpen up them skills a little bit, and then you can
Yeah.
almost get away with a little bit of stuff on the Two Pain stuff. You know what I mean? So
I
yeah,
also
I feel
think
you.
T Pain's demographic and his audience is not very different than Lil Wayne because Lil Wayne appeals to everyone, but everybody doesn't really listen to rap sometimes, which is, I mean, it does.
Right.
I mean, they'll listen to it, but their forte might be R&B. And I've met a lot of people like that. They listen to rap, but they're not getting in the car throwing on rap. it might just so happen to play, you know.
Right.
But again, with Lil Wayne, I'm I'm gonna get better, and I can say, yeah, I actually did a track with Wayne. So yeah, absolutely, man. I'm telling you.
Right, right, right. So I want to talk a little bit about you real quick, right? The name Yikes Lee. How did we even get that? How did that come about?
This is such a funny story. So, about yeah, like 15 years ago, kind of like right after I graduated high school, I got into film on accident, man. Like a lot of people don't know that. They thought that, Yikes went to film school. No, it was a blessing that God gave me that I didn't ask for, but I learned to appreciate it because
Right.
my bro was a dancer back in the day, and we had them real cheap Sony Handycam, them little tiny, you know what I'm saying, them little small digital
Yep,
cameras.
yep.
And we had one, and I recorded him dancing. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just had it like, all right. So then he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna edit it later." So we get back to the crib. Fast forward, he's tired. I'm like, "Bro, you said you was gonna edit it." He's like, "Man, I'm tired. Why don't you try it?" I found this cheap little program that was free, and the rest
Mm-hmm.
is history. Maul, the DJ, he was making fun of me. He was like, "You not Michael Bay, you old Bay." Just start naming all directors. He's like, "You not Steven Spielberg, you Stephen No Skillsberg." And then he said, "You not Spike Lee, you Yikes Lee." And everyone stopped. I'll never forget this moment. Like everybody stopped and was like, "I kind of like that. They got a ring to it." So that's how I got that
Right.
name. Like mad people be like, "Yo, man, what made you name yourself?" I did not name myself Yikes Lee. That's just that it just stuck.
It
And
just came about.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it's always been actually.
I remember you from doing a lot of filming, but right now we've transitioned more into the rap scene, and you drop some heavy hitters right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, what made you decide to do that?
I think for me the thing with music is that's how I've always been a musician. Again, like videos came later, and my heart's always going to be music first. That's just what it is.
Right.
And I had to really, again, I had to tell myself, all right, it's time for me to tune back into what me and PC were doing. Because me and PC made 7 albums together. A lot of people don't know that, but it's been that. Yeah, we got whole 7 whole
I didn't even
albums
know
that.
that.
Yeah, our
Okay.
first project came out 2014. We you got 2014, 2015, 2018, 2019, 2023. Then we got 2 unreleased projects, and then one more that we're working on 2 albums now actually. So yeah, but I mean we got a lot of music out, but again it was getting to the point of like, okay, it's time for you to really put your foot down and make it happen, you know.
Right.
So yeah.
Right.
It was just something that I had to do for my own self. And like I said, I love doing videos, but after all those years of servicing other artists, I realized I need to service myself.
For somebody that might not have heard the music that you have going on right now, or music that you've gone on in the past, how would you describe your sound?
I would describe my sound as I want to say growing because every day we know whether we're working towards something or striving towards something, every day is another day for us to excel. And my music goes with how I feel. It's storytelling. It's just the ability to be yourself is I feel is my sound. It identifies with who I am as a person. And I'm grateful to be able to say that.
And, I mean, and that's good, man. And I find it that it makes a lot of sense because I'm thinking of the song I recently heard from you in regards to it was with the cartoon Imogen, um and essentially about about talking to a girl, right? How did that come about? How did that idea even spark in your head, and what was the whole process of actually putting that thing together?
So Hello Gorgeous is it's an actual true story. What happened was I was young, man, and that story was about how I experienced my actual first heartbreak. That was a real serious situation for me. This is back in high school when I used to dress like Steve Urkel. This is way before. This is a long time ago. I had the whole Carlton Banks thing going on. So like, I'm just keeping it a buck, bro. It's what it is. It was just one of those situations where it was like, all right, I'm very, very afraid and nervous, but I'm gonna shoot my shot, da 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 da. And we didn't even say shoot your shot when I was in high school, but you know what I mean. So she said no. Then she hit me up. This is back when MySpace was popping. This is back when like MySpace was popping, da 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 da. So I got in touch with her, talked to her. She said, "Hey, if you still want to go, we can go." And I was hype. I'm like, "Really?" She's like, "Yeah, did it." I was like, "All right, bet." Man, I'm over here. Yeah, I'm over here feeling like the man. Mind you, this is so long ago. Like I'm still not understanding what a heartbreak really was. Not even a heartbreak because we weren't. It was just that feeling of being let down. So long story short, I get there. I'm waiting on her, and then as soon as she was walking with another guy, and that's when I realized, dang, she not. Oh wow, she just da 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 da. And then she told me the next day, "Hey, I'm sorry." She didn't even say nothing to me the whole night that I was there. She came up to me and she was like, "Hey, hey, Aaron, I'm sorry." And did it. I said, "It's cool." It wasn't cool. It was not cool. That was the first time I actually was hurt. Like, dang, yo, I was like, this is dang. This how Steve Urkel feels when Laura does this to him. Like is this what's going on right now? Like, wow, Urkel's stronger than me because he keeps going back. I'm not. So that's what that song was about. And the song was just about me saying, "Hey, you're beautiful. Somebody should be telling you this. But in the long run, this person is telling you this. I just didn't know they were doing it the whole time because you didn't say anything." I mean, and we were in high school, but it was a song that was dear in my heart. That song is probably 9 years old. I dropped 12 music videos last year. I only recorded 4 songs the whole year last year. People don't know that because we had so much material, we chose to just focus on putting that out. Whereas this year, we're focusing on making more music.
Just listening to what you're saying, that goes to show like the saying, right? Old to you, new to everybody else, right? So if you didn't sit here and tell me that that thing was 9 years old, like I would have never known, right? It was just like you picked a perfect time to put it out, right? Like we just mentioned, how 2025 was, how it's refreshing, how it feels like hip hop's coming back, type of thing. You know what I'm saying? And for you to go ahead and drop that, almost fits right in. It completely fits right in. It's like that just goes to show like uh 9 years ago, how ahead of your time you were. You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff that you're bringing out now, nobody would even think that it was older. You know what I mean? So
Hey, man, I appreciate that, man. I gotta ask you this. How did you feel about the video, though?
I thought the video was pretty dope. Um, what's funny is I did so I produced a song with a guy named Big Homie L, and we had Busta Rhymes feature on it, right? So it's an older song, and my mindset was like, man, if I can get these guys to be into cartoon characters, I can release this song, right? But I went through the channels of trying to find people to do it, and I wasn't able to, and I couldn't, it just didn't fall. It just didn't fall in place. It just didn't fall right. You know what I mean? So for me to see that, I was like, see, that's dope right there, right? Like that's dope. So the whole mindset that was put together very well, very well.
Hey, man, listen. Thank you. That was probably one of the toughest videos I ever made. That was a challenging video. How many hours do you think it took me? There you go. Oh,
Well, okay. I don't know how many hours, but I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask you this question: how frustrating were you trying to put that thing together?
on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna go with a 7 because
Okay.
it took me 21 hours to do that whole video.
Wow.
But see, this the thing. People don't realize that's a 4-minute song. It doesn't feel like it because it's a story being told. It's 2 long verses, and so the video carries it where it's more cinematic. And the most difficult part was piecing together the story through the clips because each clip is only 5 seconds. And I had to continuously cut and edit and paste the clips into the story, make it, that was the most difficult part. I don't know if I would ever do anything like that again. That was a challenge. It was fun. It was fun because it's like, all right, let me make something I know nobody's gonna have out here. Let me let me create something, and I'm not saying that to be pompous or arrogant, but let me go a route that I know the average person is not thinking about going, to continue to separate myself, from the norm, or just being included in, you know what I'm saying? Just like we talked about, to be able to say, it's not all right. I don't think there's a lot of artists who could do certain things like that and get away with it. There's not many artists that could put a video out talking about how they got played.
And this is definitely not calling out anybody, right? But you're not going to hear a bird. You're not going to hear bird doing a song like that, right? Like I don't see, and bird's dope. Bird's dope, but you wouldn't see like a bird doing something like that, right? Um, it calls for a certain type of an artist to be able to be able to put out a song like that. Number one, right? So, it's I mean it's dope. Like it's listen, bro. I'm hip hop to the day we die, bro, and that's hip hop. Everybody don't have to be in the same lane. Everybody don't have to be in the same lane. There's so many different branches and different ways you can go with this. You know what I'm saying? If everybody was doing exactly the same thing, if everybody was doing the same thing, this it wouldn't be as fun. It wouldn't be as exciting. It would start to get a little boring. You know what I mean? But there's so many different ways to go with this, you know what I mean?
I,
So, yeah.
I'm thinking about when you said, you talk about, yeah, we talk about the same Bird. I'm thinking about if Bird were to make a song like that,
Yeah.
that would be. I can hear Bird like, Shorty in the hollow tips. She was all on my mind. She was trying to get heavy. I ain't really on the drum. No, I love Bird, bro. Bird. If you watching this, Bird, I love you, dog. Bird, one of my favorite artists. I told him and Gino, those two, they were some of, you know what I'm saying? Diggs,
Yeah, they
all of them
definitely dope.
guys. I
Yeah,
love them all,
yeah.
man. They all great artists and great people, bro. So, but you know what's funny? I was talking to Diggs, and Diggs said the same thing. Diggs and Mir was saying the same thing, kind of like, yikes, you're your own person. And then I talked to Dunn, Montega
Right.
Dunn, shout out to him, and he said the same
Shouts out
thing,
to
like,
Dunn, yeah.
I'm just able to do certain things that certain artists, aren't able to do.
Right.
We shot a video in this parking lot when I was in a shopping cart. They got like
Uh-huh.
5,000 views for like, I'm just in a shopping cart. Like, it's, you know
I
what I
mean,
mean? But
you're able to do certain things, man. So, like, that's the lane that you're able to, be in. And then on the flip side, and you know, you can still go hit him with some hard bars, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
it's pretty dope. Yeah, yeah. That's the love for hip hop. You can do anything. As long as it's
absolutely,
dope.
man.
You can't do no whack shit. But you know what
No, you
I'm saying?
cannot. No, we don't tolerate anything. No, you better come with some bars, like for real.
Now you said that was 9 years ago, and you've always been into hip hop. Who would you say is your biggest influence? Whether it could be, it don't even have to be rap. It don't have it just influence in general. Like you might have heard, you could have heard grew up listening to an R&B artist that might be your influence or whatever the case. But who's your probably your biggest influencer?
My biggest influence is my dad, man.
Ooh,
It's
okay,
definitely
yes,
it's my father, as far as musicality and being a man in general, as
uh huh,
far as, and then even with musicianship as well. Definitely my dad. As far as a rapper, or artist, hip hop artist, Phil Nash. The all Phil Nash is that's my favorite rapper of all time. If y'all
okay,
don't know who he is, please go check out Phil Nash. He dropped his project called Feel of the Future 3, and he actually dedicated his album to me, and that was the most humbling feeling that I could ever feel, cuz
nice,
he's an amazing artist, bro. Like, lyrics, I mean, just, I'm afraid of him if I were to do a song with him. And I don't say that. I'm just being, he's different. He's different.
right,
He's bars on top of, you know what I'm saying? But Phil Nash, man, because Phil Nash wasn't afraid to be himself. It was the same situation. He's from, we're both from Detroit. He was working with Jazzy Jeff at the time. DJ Dub Floyd and Mick Boogie. I don't know if you remember them.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, so he was working with them. So when I seen his image and I seen how he was able to get away with what he wanted to because he was being himself, it let me realize, oh, I don't got to be no tough guy. Because remember, I'm a church boy. Like that.
Right.
I mean, everybody, you know what I'm saying? We all know that. So I didn't really grow up on hip hop like that. I grew up on real gospel music. You
Okay.
know, my mom played gospel and Luther. Every time I say that, people start cracking up. But it was gospel music and Luther. That's what my mom played. So when I seen Phil and I seen, oh, he don't got this tough guy persona. You ain't gotta be from the streets to be a rapper. And then seeing other artists like Ye, because Ye really broke down the wall. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
With certain things like that. That's what led me to get the confidence to want to put music out. So it would definitely be Phil Nash. That's one of my heroes for real. Like, and that's my favorite rapper.
Phil Nash. We're definitely gonna have to I'm about to go I listen to most of my music in the car riding around. So I got a little drive coming up right after we get done with this interview, and I'm about to put on that Phil Nash, you know what I'm saying? So I
I'ma
can vibe
send
out,
it
see
to
what that's
you.
about. Yeah, do
I'ma
that.
send it to you. Yes, I will. Most
Yeah,
definitely.
definitely do that. Off of and I know you said you and PC are currently working on a project now, right? And I'm assuming the song that we were just talking about is probably going to be in that project. Um what song Hello Gorgeous, right? So what song that we've heard already would you say represents you the most?
So I want to say it's this song called Better Days. It was on the last album we did, The Funner Years. We had to take that album down for a quick second because the song that me and PC made, he had got an opportunity to get Tiana Taylor, Jada Kiss, Hitmaker, and Angela Simmons on it, right?
Right.
So we took that song off, but that song, it was called Better Days. And that song represented, again, you know, when we go through things in life, my dad taught me this: you can either dwell and sulk in your misery or you can move forward.
Mhm.
And that song represented me coming out of a shell, moving forward with life, getting over certain things in life. It was definitely one of those, you know, type of songs that made me feel I'm going in a positive direction. Live it, you know, just positive music, man. That's really just more so, you know, I don't have to act like I'm the best no more. Maybe that's because I'm getting older. You know, I don't.
Right.
I know my place in music and hip hop, and now the music I'm putting out, I want it to be able. You know, somebody told me they heard a song that I did when they was in the hospital, and it spoke to them. I don't even know how to respond to stuff like that. But when I
Right.
hear people are being impacted in a positive way, that lets me know I need to continue doing positive, you know what I'm saying, positive music and things like that.
I'm the same way, right? So I believe that, God gives you a certain talent, right? So you got to utilize that talent and realize the talent that God's given you, right?
Yeah.
For some people to come to you and approach you like, hey, I, I was in the hospital and whatever might have been happening. I might have been down in the dumps. I might have been dealing with this going on in the hospital, and I listened to your song and it kind of just lifted my spirit. Like it has to make you feel good. It has to
Yeah.
motivate you to be like, okay, let me go back in the studio if and continue just doing what I'm doing. Let me not force it. Let me just have fun with what I'm doing and just let it naturally impact anybody if it happens to impact them. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that that definitely motivates you. You know what I mean?
It you know what I feel it does motivate me. It is also confirmation that I'm not doing this for nothing. You know,
Right.
I caught a lift. I don't know where I was going, maybe the studio somewhere, but I caught a lift. And this happens a lot actually. If I get a lift, so you know, if I gotta go somewhere, somebody will pick me up, and then eventually they'll be like, "Yo, you know PC Beats," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know that guy a little bit. Yeah, he's all right. He's all right, I guess. He's an okay producer. He's literally right upstairs. If he heard me talking trash, this would be hilarious. But like, this one kid, I call him kid, man, I'm getting old, Jesus. He picked me up and he started asking me, did I know PC? I said, yeah. He was like, are you Yikes? I said, yeah. He was like, yo, you don't remember me, but you helped mentor me when I was at Rose Hill. That was 2015.
Wow.
He's 20. He would say he was 23, so you was 13 when I met you. And for
Left
you
that
to tell
impact.
me, it's such a feeling. It's like, dang, that first of all, you realize how much time has went by. But then
Mm-hmm.
it's almost like this kid took something away from us just teaching and being at the PAL centers and the Boys and Girls Club. So again, I understand what you mean. Like when you, it's also a responsibility as well. I feel like because words have power. You
They
know,
do.
do what am I going to rap about right now? Am I going to rap about how I'm mad at such and such, or am I going to write about how I'm mad, but I'm going to take these steps to overcome it? It's all about what you want to portray, but people are always watching.
That is the truth.
There's always somebody watching, and again, with me being a church boy, just my beliefs. You're going to be held accountable for whatever you do that you should do. So if I'm out here spreading stuff that I know I shouldn't spread, then I got to take that over God. And I'm
Yep.
not, I can't be anything that I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So when people tell me they're impacted by my music, it's the greatest feeling, bro. It's like no amount of money can replace that you help someone through your art,
Yep.
if that makes sense.
Your talent's here for a certain purpose. You're embracing it. Keep going. Keep going. You know what I mean? So my next question for you, and it's probably gonna be one of my last questions. Um, Obviously you've been in the studio, you've worked with a lot of different artists, whether it be, uh recording a video or whatever may be the case, right?
Yeah.
What's one artist right now that you feel from Delaware that you feel people need to tap into?
Geno.
Jenna. Yeah. Yeah.
But as a lyricist, it ain't too many people out here that can see Geno, in my opinion. It's just not. And he has a style of his own. I look at Bird in the same light, but Bird got a whole different situation going on.
Hmm.
But when it comes to certain artists, and it's hard to just say one, but definitely Geno. But if I had to pick a second artist, it would actually be Paulie De Niro. Paulie's a great artist, man. Like Paulie, and that's somebody else that I made a lot of great videos with back in the day. You know what I mean? Paulie's a great artist, man. Got a lot of good. He can make hits. He can make records. You know what I'm saying? Geno can make a good song too. He's just, you know what I'm saying? He's more for that side of the culture again. So that's the yeah, definitely Geno. I enjoyed his project very, very much. It
Right.
was very dope.
So, you say Paulie De Niro, and I just recently heard some stuff from him. He definitely has some fire stuff. Um, you know, Definitely can't take nothing away from Geno, right? If you would have grabbed me up, and this was even me a couple years ago. If you would have grabbed me up a couple years ago, and it could have even been like even further back. It could have been Choice Media days. It could have been a little bit after that. I would have probably came to you with three artists that I think were killing it, right? Um, and they were all pretty much they all hung around each other, right? And for me, the top one for me, and I haven't heard, and that's my brother, man. I haven't heard from him in a long time. But the top from one for me back in the days was SC, right? SC the Streets for me.
Ah, yes.
Um,
SC. My
he was
God.
he was absolute fire, man. Fire, bro. Like what I'm saying? Like what if you need anything, just let me know, right? You know what I'm saying? Like he definitely had his thing, right? And then I would say Diggs, right? So this is all from the same crew essentially, right? Then I'll say Diggs, and then I would also say Geno, right? So between those three, they definitely were was killing it. Like definitely were killing it. And it was good to see Geno come out with a new project, and it was good recently to start seeing Diggs starting to come back out with some stuff. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of talent, a lot of Delaware talent, right? I was just recently asked who's my favorite artist, and I completely had to say I really don't have a favorite artist, right? I don't because there are so many good talent that's out there, and it's not. And he said that's the DJ answer. It's not the DJ answer. Reality is like there's definitely a lot of good talent out here, right? So like I could probably if I decided to do there's no such thing as really mixtapes anymore. Like if I decided to do like a mix on YouTube or something like that, I would be straight with just Delaware artists. I would be able to kill it and it would be nothing but fire. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, shouts out to everybody that's doing it around the world because there's more people than just Delaware listening watching this stuff. So shouts out to everybody that's out there doing it, bringing back real good talent, rapping on beat. That really annoys me, making sure that you're rapping on beat.
Yo.
I
I've been
absolutely
playing
hate.
drums. Well, how old am I now? I'm 35. So I've been playing drums 32 years, right?
Right.
And it hurts when they're not on beat. It as a drummer, it bothers me. It's like get on the four count,
Yes.
catch the one,
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4. Like yo, they it's so the way they
You know,
rap. I'll be like, what's
and I didn't
going
think
on
about
here?
that. That's probably what annoys me, is because I grew up, you know, before even, like, I used to rap back in the days. Don't ask me to rap
Right,
nowadays, but I used to rap back in the days, right? So even before then, I played pianos. I played piano. I played percussion. So there was more than just drums, like anything in the percussion section, right?
right.
You know, so for me, like, come on, like, stay on beat. There's different ways you can flow with it. You can have different flows, but
Just
let's just
stay
make
on
sure we're staying
pocket.
on beat. Yeah,
The pocket,
yeah,
you know exactly what I'm talking about.
exactly,
They
exactly.
don't have no pocket. And it's like, yo, come on, man.
Yeah.
You don't have no pocket. So
But yeah, but like I said, it's been a refreshing year for 2025. 2026 is now here. You know, there's definitely, I'm pretty sure there's a lot more good music coming out, and I'm here for it, all for it. You know what I'm saying? So
most
what
definitely.
else we got going on? You said you're working on a project. What else we got coming up?
Church Boy is a project that reflects how I grew up and my beliefs, my stances, my life experiences. It's an all clean album, you know, nothing crazy. It's all live band, which is the not the problem, but that's the thing that's going to take the most work. So I'm gonna play drums over the whole thing and probably have some other guest musicians, of course, but that's live band. And then everybody's been asking us for another retro, and that's what started all this was retro. That was me and PC's first project in like 2014,
Okay,
and this one is called Retro Reloaded, and this is the sequel to the original project that we put out. No, I wanted to ask something real quick. I think that two things. One, the reason I really love your platform is because you allow artists to the questions that you ask aren't like they're not regular questions. They're questions that are personable that make you think. You know what I mean? And when you allow the artist to do this on your platform, I think it inspires other artists to be able to speak out. Because again, a lot of people are stuck in this facade of you have to be a certain way, which is weird because in this time, it's just not how it used to be. I feel like it's not the same
right,
anymore. You can be, if you goofy, you goofy. If you a nerd, you got these anime rappers, they doing their this a whole thing with all of that. You know what I mean? And
right.
I just think it's dope that you give artists a platform to, you know, share their stories and stuff like that. So also much respect to you. You know what I mean?
I
Definitely.
appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it, man. You know, like I keep saying, like at the end of you know, at the end of these interviews, I always make sure I give my people their flowers, man. And I'm appreciating everything that you're doing. Stay motivated, stay in your lane. Don't allow anybody to push you out of
Yeah.
what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know, Church Boy, the new project you and PC got coming out, Reloaded, John, like, you know, it's there's so much so many different areas of hip hop that people can be in,
Yeah.
and you picked yours, and it's good, and it's dope. It's not just good, it's fire. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you,
So
man.
keep going, keep going, keep going. Stay motivated, and I definitely want to thank you for coming on this platform today.
Thank you for having
You
me.
know, oh yeah, definitely, 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 man.
Yeah.
So make sure y'all go out. You know the projects that's coming out. Keep your eyes out for Yikes Lee. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes,
you
sir.
already know the deal.
If you follow me, I'll follow you back. I promise.
There you go. There you go. And remember, doesn't matter what season you're in, whether it's the fallback, the get back, or the comeback. You're special. You have purpose. So get out there and get it.
Saying kicking it.